I've got on really well. When we were at Suzuki, we worked really closely with Suzuki Germany. They were really forward-thinking and really good at developing their bike for their national championship. Yeah. We worked with them, and I've always got on really well with them. However, sometimes, you know, you take the mick a bit, and there's a bit of a sense of humour failure on their part. Well, I did that with some, and it happens with every nationality, and it happens with other guests if we didn't get the piss taken out of us. We were stopping in a hotel in the Isle of Man. It had been almost rented out completely, so 3/4 of the people in it were Germans from an organised tour, and they had a name, TT Action Team or something like that. The bikes had all been shipped in a big covered trailer, and there was loads of them. So every morning they've got a flip chart, and it's writing on this flip chart in German. We'll do 2 Runden, which laps, and then we're going to watch Craignaby. You see these TT names coming out within the German text, you know, and they were so organised, and I don't even know why I did this, right? But I apologise for it now, because they were lovely people. We had a drink with them on the night, but we came in, this flip chart's still there in reception, right, where they had their meeting every morning for where they were going to go and watch. And so I flipped to the first clean page, and you know, on the beginning of Dad's Army, I did a rudimentary drawing of the western coast of Europe, including, you know, Spain, and then the UK, you know, shaped like with Cornwall and Ireland. I mean, that's all I put, right? Taking the piss. Hey, next morning, and then I folded it over again to one of the ones it filled in, and apparently they came down in the morning, flipped over, and just went schizo. Was is this? They're flipping, stamping about, bollocking the staff and everything. I'm like, ooh.
Did you ever confess?
Did I bollocks? Anyway, don't make me look bad when you edit this. Not my proudest moment now. But after 15 pints of Mockle's ale, it seemed like a really good idea.
Max was never, in my experience, very, very kind to his fans. He just didn't seem interested in them, really. We remember there was in the motorhome, Paddock, there was a dear middle-aged lady with a big picture on. She'd been waiting there for ages for him to come out of his motorhome and sign this for her. And he just skipped out, leapt on his Paddock bike and just ignored the lady.
It's a bit hard, isn't it? You know, when you're as famous as he was,
yeah,
it must be a little bit of a... You know, most people, especially within racing, you only get to the point where it's always a pleasure. You're flattered for somebody to come and say, you know, I've got this picture, can you sign it? It's a great thing. Well, who ain't going to like that? But you know, when everywhere you go, especially in Italy, and it would have been, I think the word would be mithered, you know, it'd have been pestered, wouldn't it? So it's hard to know how you'd react. I know Foggy's a nice man. Yeah. But he got hard work.
Yeah.
You know, when you really are there to race a motorbike you know, and I never felt that. I always felt, you know, I never got famous enough for that bit. I'm always there. Right. Anybody want no, all right. So you don't know, do you? You've got to.
Do you know what just sprung into my mind? It was something I meant to mention earlier. Do you remember when we used to go to Thruxton, British Superbikes? We used to stay in the early years. We stayed at a place called the Norton Park Hotel.
Yeah, Norton Park.
Do you remember it?
Yeah.
That's where HRC Honda, all the HRC Honda people stay when they go to the British Motocross Grand Prix at Matterley Basin. I didn't know that it was kind of equidistant between travelling south towards Winchester and west for half an hour towards Andover and Thruxton.
Right.
But just out of it, it was a very nice hotel, as I remember. They certainly enjoyed the size of the breakfasts that were given there.
In more recent years, I remember stopping in the middle of Andover in like a really nice country pub stroke, not country pub, town pub stroke.
Oh, that was a bloody noisy place, though.
Yeah, well, that's it. What you wanted was a room out the back, because all you got then is a little bit of noise from the bar at the hotel. If your room was out the front, that main town square was flipping. Well, it's just scrapping, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You saw the blue lights flashing through you know, against the curtains, as you're trying to get some kip, and you had a look out, and there's flipping. Apparently, it's just squaddies and the local farmers, isn't it? Apparently.
Is that what it is?
Apparently, yeah.
It was certainly less than rest.
Seemed good funny for into that sort of thing.
Yeah,